back in 2008, HTC came out with this phone called the HTC Touch Diamond. One of the primary things about this phone is that it included a stylus in it. And you could write on the screen, and you could do a number of other little gestures on here, making little art notes and things or whatever. But the stylus have come along with cell phones for a number of years now, but they haven't really been innovated like what Sprint has done. I'm sorry, what Samsung has done in their latest flagship device, which is the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. This phone is one of the biggest phones on the market today. You can see that it has a 5.5 inch display. It has a 1.9 front-facing camera and an 8 megapixel rear-facing camera, LED flash, a very nice sounding speaker grill. On the top of the device, you see a standard headphone jack, two noise canceling mics on the top and bottom of the device, your home button, two capacitive keys that light up when you touch them, your standard micro USB port, your port for your S Pen stylus. The power button is on the side, and on the other side is your volume rocker. So you can just see why this display is the envy of the cell phone world right now. It's just huge. Getting into the phone, you see that there's just a lot of great things that go on in here. The fluidity of the flipping from home screen to home screen, and that's primarily because of two factors actually. One is the quad-core processor, which is calculated at about 1.6 gigahertz, and secondly, Android Jelly Bean 4.1, which comes directly out of the factory installed on this device, instead of requiring a separate download or update or firmware update from your carrier or Google themselves. So you can just see the fluidity from flipping from home screen to home screen. When we go into the app drawer, we see the same thing. Now this is the widget drawer, and this is the app drawer. And one of the things I really like about this is that Samsung was smart enough to say, okay, well, you know what, maybe we should have the widgets and app drawers together instead of apart, like I've seen on too many other phones. So that's just one thing I really like about this phone. So really, you can't talk about this phone without really talking about the S Pen. And as soon as you pull it out, the phone recognizes the S Pen, and it brings up all these little apps and things that you might find useful to go with your S Pen. So you have to give Samsung a lot of credit about what they've done with this S Pen, because I think it's just excellent. It's just so fluid. With stylus I've used in the past, I've never been able to write this fast with a stylus. So they've really just made a lot of improvements with it. And you know, if you're a artist or anything like that, you're gonna love this stylus. And you know, Samsung has even tried to include, they have their own app store, and they have a bunch of different apps that you can use to go with this stylus specifically. So, but one of the flagship thing about this device is what you can actually do with it. There's so many different things that you can do with this phone. Whether you're using the camera, whether you're using apps, but you have to be able to power a device like this. And some people say, well, with all this stuff you can do on it, wouldn't that thing run out of power really quickly? And I can tell you, honest, no. I have used this phone for the last 2 weeks now and have found that the battery life is incredible. On days where I'm not using it heavy, I can get almost 30, 40 hours out of it. On heavy day uses where I'm reading a newspaper or listening to music or just doing a wide variety of other things, I've been able to get a full day, 15 hours before I needed to charge it. So I've thrown every kind of thing that you could possibly do with this phone at it, and it just keeps smiling at you when you try to use the battery on it. So if you're a music person, you have a lot of space to do music on here, and a very powerful. You can just hear how powerful that speaker is. So if you like music, you're going to love this phone. Same thing with video. If you're a person that plans on watching a lot of video on this phone, you're going to be impressed by how well the video looks, how well it looks. Now keep in mind that this is a video that I downloaded off of YouTube. So, that's just one thing about this phone. Call quality on here sounds excellent. On the dialer here, you have nice big buttons that you can use. And there's even a one-handed mode so that you can so you can use it one-handed. And you can just see the numbers are nice and huge for you to use. So, just a lot of things on this phone from applications, but it's a very good device for you to be able to use. In future videos, I'm going to be talking a lot about the apps on this phone, because really that's where this phone comes into its own. So this is how you can just get rid of all of the things you use to help save your battery power, or I can just trash them all together. And so very simple to use, very good phone. There's a couple of concerns that a lot of people have had and a lot of reviewers have brought up. One has been the pocketability of this phone. Because it's so huge, will it fit in your pocket? Well, if you're wearing skin tight jeans, then the answer is no. But if you're wearing regular jeans, most regular jeans now have pretty big pockets. So if you're a guy, it's going to fit in your pockets. If you're a guy that's wearing a suit, it works. Just this past weekend, I wore a suit to an event that I had to go to, and this phone fitted in my pocket just fine. It'll fit in the jacket pocket that's in your suit. It will fit in your pocket. I have no doubts that it will fit in your pocket. If you're a lady, this phone it can fit right in your purse. It will fit in most purses that you might have. It'll fit in your pants or jacket pockets or wherever you choose to place your phone. It has a very powerful, because the phone is very powerful, it's great. The GPS and everything works very well on here. I tested it with Google Maps over the weekend, getting to different locations. And again, this is over Sprint 3G network. We don't have LTE in Michigan yet, but it works very well. So you're going to get a very good phone that's worth every penny that you're paying for it. So in the future, we'll have a couple of videos on apps, and so I'll talk to you guys later.